Right now it looks like we have Andrew over here on the right side, and looks like Dan over here on the left. And when they come up closer, if they're looking at you, be sure to wave at them. Andrew is doing what's called broadcast feeding. You can see him opening the box of food and all the little pieces come out. It's a delicious mixture of shrimp, capelin, smelt, probably some clams, a little bit of squid. Yeah, it's basically all the things that I like. But don't tell the fish I said that. Anyway, so what he's doing is making sure all these fish get fed. What Dan is doing is he's going to go inside this structure over here on the left side. And how many of you remember us having moray eels over where the Pacific? Yeah, you know, a lot of people have asked me, you know, not just today, but whenever I'm here, where are the eels? Where are the eels? Well, the eels are actually inside this structure on the left side. Now, the eels are nocturnal, and who knows what nocturnal means? What does that mean? They stay awake at night. So our eels will usually wake up at night and then wake up to be fed. You know, they're smart. They know we can hang out inside here. We don't have to come out. They're going to come in and feed us, so it's no big deal. They do come out sometimes, though, like I said, at night. Once in a while, they even come out during the day, but it's not very often. And one of the best times to see them is when we have an aquarium overnight. And aquarium overnight's a lot of fun, and we'll start those up again in August after the summertime. And they're just a lot of fun because we have a lot of games and scavenger hunt and underwater Jeopardy and an art contest and just a lot of stuff like that. And you bring your pillow and sleeping bag and everything, and you can sleep anywhere you want inside the aquarium. You can always get more information at abqbioparks.com. And there is our very famous hawksbill turtle, and he's following Andrew up there. He's very acclimated to people, and we'll talk more about the turtles. I'll talk more about the turtles in just a few minutes. I just want to remind everybody that we do need to keep this pathway open in case people need to leave. All of you who are on the floor, if you wouldn't mind all taking a deep breath and scooting in a little bit more, and then that way the people who are standing over in that open area over here can come on in and sit down. That would be so great. Thank you. This is one of our great barracuda. Moving from right to left. Barracuda are considered to be quite curious. They are also predators. And I just want to mention that our divers are all trained aquarists or marine biologists. They're also certified scuba divers. And they are also trained to dive in an open ocean tank. So basically what that means is that diving in a tank like this in an enclosed space is not the same as diving in the ocean. We have a rather high concentration of fish and reptiles in this tank, including several predators, which includes our sharks and our barracuda. So the divers are trained to dive in an area like that, and you know, to be watchful and mindful of what's going on around them. And I certainly admire what they do. There's a part of me that's also a little jealous, but you know, that's the way it is. Not yet. Okay, and when the divers get done feeding the fish, what they'll do is go up to the top and they'll get food for the stingrays. Stingrays are fish too, but they are fed separately from the other fish. And they know that. They look like they're not interested. Oh, trust me, that's just an act. They know what's going on. And way over here on the left side, we have our one lionfish. And this fish is the brown fish with the white spines on it. And it's now kind of moving down toward the bottom. Lionfish Well, let me say first that our aquarium is representative of the Rio Grande flowing to the Gulf of Mexico and then on into the Atlantic Ocean. Lionfish are not native to the Atlantic or the Gulf. They're actually native to the Indo-Pacific and the Red Sea area. However, maybe within the past 25 years, they were reintroduced, or not they were accidentally introduced to the into the Gulf, and they have been wreaking havoc with the ecosystem. So basically, they're just they're competing with some of the other native fish for food. They're eating up all the a lot of the grouper and snapper before they can mature. So this is causing problems for commercial fishers. And they have no natural predators in the Atlantic. However, you know, we're always looking for creative ways to reduce their populations because they're breeding like crazy, and we just don't want to go out and kill them all. But on the other hand, we probably won't be able to eradicate all of them from the area. However, yesterday when I was stopped in the gift shop, and I'm not telling you you have to do this, but there's a cookbook in there, and it's a whole cookbook devoted specifically for lionfish. And I bought one because my understanding is it's a very mild white fish. And I'm going to give that book to my son because he's a chef, and we're going to check that out. So I'll let you know when that happens. Okay, here come the divers, and they're going to come right down to the very, very front, and they're going to feed the rays. All of the stingrays in this tank are southern stingrays, and they are also all female rays. All of our male rays are in, you know, the tank where you first came in, where Jessica was feeding the rays. And all of those rays in there are males. We keep our male and our female stingrays apart because they are very prolific. And moms and dads, I'm going to let you explain to the kids what that means. Okay, and you can see Andrew's over here on the left, Dan is over here on the right, and stingrays have their mouth underneath. There's one of our big mature females, and you can see that mouth. They look like they always have a little smile because all of our stingrays are happy stingrays because we are feeding them squid, and they really seem to enjoy it. Now, if stingrays were out in the wild, they would scoot along the sand, and they would use like a kind of a vacuum cleaner type effect, and they would suck up creatures out of the sand like clams and shrimp, little crabs, things like that, and they would grind them up. They don't have regular teeth the way we think of teeth. What they actually have are two large grinding plates, kind of like two big molars, and they grind up their food, shell and all, and they swallow it and eat it. But you know, we kind of love our fish so much, we kind of baby them a bit, so we'll just hand feed them. And when the divers are feeding the rays, they're going to hold the squid kind of like a bouquet, because even though the rays don't have sharp teeth, I personally would not want to get my hand caught between those grinding plates either. Stingrays and sharks both have cartilaginous skeletons, which basically means they don't have calcified bones the way we do. So the cartilage is like, you know, the outside of your ears or the front of your nose. So that makes them very flexible, and so they can move about more easily. They can get in and out of nooks and crannies. And, you know, the rays just look like they're kind of flying through the water. Okay, these are tarpon moving across from left to right, the three big silvery fish. And tarpon usually travel in schools, as do our jacks, and also the permits, which are way over in the back of the tank. And why do fish travel in schools? Anybody know? Everybody want to yell out? Yes. Why do fish travel in schools? To be safe? Yes, absolutely. One reason is because they want to be safe. What's another reason why they travel in schools? What? Yes, a school of fish is going to look like maybe one big fish. So that's important. Another reason why they travel in schools is because sometimes it's easier to find food if you've got some friends helping you. Another reason is they might find a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And the most important reason is because traveling and staying in the school is a smart thing to do. So, kids, stay in school. And I know it's summer vacation now and all that, but I know you guys can't wait for August. Alrighty then. So when the guys get done feeding the rays, what they'll do is go back up to the top and they will get the food to feed our turtles. And as you can see, here comes a shark, and he's just kind of circling around Dan, just curious, looking to see what Dan's doing. They were fed this morning, so they're not hungry. Sharks don't even eat every day out in the wild. They probably eat every couple of days because they have a very, very slow digestive process. Okay, and I want to thank Robert for helping to keep people over, onto the tan area of the carpeting, because we do need to keep this gray carpeting pathway open so that people can come and go, or perish the thought there was an emergency. But that's not allowed. Emergencies are not allowed. At least not on my watch.